morning from the boatyard. We just about woke up and then got our butts over here, and we are evaluating what it is we'd like to do today. The boat is all damp, so I'm like, our feet are getting it so dirty. Look at this. I think the first thing we're probably gonna look into doing is Tanner would like to change the bow thruster zinc. So I'm gonna head down there and watch him do all of that, because my goal right now and while we're in the boatyard is just to kind of like be a student and learn everything that I can. I don't want to slip, so I'm gonna put the camera down for a second here and go see what he's up to.
Whipping out the old trusty long extension again to get in here.
Long is better.
So we can reach. It hurts.
Yeah. He's apparently very stuck, if you can't tell. So we're scrounging around the yard looking for something to help him grip.
Propeller's moving, and I need it to not move while I do this. And I can't reach my hand in there because I gotta be like this. So we'll put a piece of wood in there like
to
that,
wedge it.
so it stops moving the propeller.
Nice.
And we're good. This is what we're after.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's the zinc?
No, that's just the nut to get the propeller off.
Oh my god. I'm over here like thinking about how big our bow thruster is and how much it can handle. And then I see this little tiny nut and I thought that was the zinc. See, that is why I'm down here filming him. What are you scraping away at?
Propeller. Just trying to get some of the growth off.
Oh.
Nothing, I'm just
Man working.
trying to get it off.
Would you like my help with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nice. I'm gonna clean this. Yes.
What kind of zinc is that? We've never changed the zinc before. I didn't know that there was one.
Oh. How'd you find it out?
I researched it because I knew our prop and shaft had one, and I was like, I feel like a bow thruster should have one. And they do. So I didn't know, so when we were changing all the zincs in the yard before we splashed the first time, when we bought the boat, I didn't even think about changing it because I didn't know that there was one. And no one said anything, so.
Oh, okay.
Now we know.
Let me get a good look at it.
The one that's in here looks a lot smaller, but I think it's just the backing plate for the zinc that's supposed to be in there. It's just missing. We have to put one in there.
There's not even a zinc in there?
No, because I don't know when it was replaced last. I didn't replace it last. And maybe they didn't know that there was needed to be one, or they hadn't done it in a while. I don't know. Just I don't see one in there.
Do you have one to replace it?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh.
So just replaced the bow thruster zinc. I'm gonna start working on these zincs. They're corroded, but they're still here. And then this one, we just did underwater. It's pretty new. But the other one didn't even have a zinc, and that's not good because then it'll start corroding the bow thruster. Didn't look like there was anything rough going on. It was still working just fine when we put it in the water, so that's good. Hopefully we caught it like just in time. You don't want to let the bow thruster zincs, or just the zincs in general, corrode all the way or fall off, because then it'll start corroding the surface of the area, like your prop or prop shaft, or it'll start eating away at your through holes, in which will create a giant hole in the boat, and we don't want that. So the zinc is a sacrificial anode. So what happens is there's two different types of metals here. So it eats away at whichever metal is more corrosive. In this case, the zinc's more corrosive than the steel. So this will start eating away before it starts eating away at the steel. And you want to make sure that you have these freshened up every 6 months to a year, so that way you don't start eating away at other things.
Melting away.
Yeah, like this.
Look at that.
Probably knock it off, but we're not gonna do that. Better that than the boat.
Literally falls apart. Oh my gosh.
So they come off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The little clam shells.
Nice. Yeah.
There's the shaft.
You like your shiny shaft?
So you want to make sure this shaft is nice and clean and shiny and bare metal. Simple as this project is, it's very important because you don't want your boat to magically start corroding. So put this about right here. You want it to be half the width of your shaft from the cutlass bearing. So that's about 1.5 inch shaft. So we're going to put it about 3/4 of an inch away. I'm sure people do it differently. That's just what I've been told to do, so that's what I'm going to do. And then we just tighten these down. Get one on there so it's clamped. So they just go on there like clamshells. They just clamp and then clamp around like that. That's what this one is. We're going to tighten the screws down. Bottom side. And we'll just start to tighten them down. You can see them clamping. Feel an OCM bite on my hand.
They're all over my ankles today.
These anodes have copper contact, if you can see it.
Yep.
So that is self-adjusting. So it makes sure that it stays in contact with the shaft at all times. We have to hit them with the hammer to make sure that they hit the contact. So we'll do that once we're done tightening them down. And that ensures that they stay in contact with the shaft the whole time. Because if they don't, then it's not protecting the shaft anymore. Yes, shaft protection is very important. That's why I always put 2. You can put 1 if you'd like, but I always like to put 2 because I want redundancy. Boats, you need redundancy. If I could put 2 on the propeller, I would. If I could put 2 on the bow thruster, I would, but I can put 2 on the shaft. We have to hit these with the hammer to make sure that copper contact comes in contact with this. So we're just gonna hit them in a few spots. We also wanna make sure that the zinc connects with the wood, or with the metal. On the bottom. All right, screw it down.
Huh?
Screw it down.
Screw it down? Feels really tight.
Because it'll just start clamping it further down, and then we want to tighten that down, make sure it's nice and tight. It still looks like a brand new zinc pretty much. And it's on there. This looks good. Show you what a brand new one looks like. Pretty similar. So, don't really need to change it, but we're going to, since we're out of the water. It's a lock nut so it stays in place when it's underwater, because this constantly spins it, and it can spin it up to 3,500 RPMs. So, it spins super fast, and you want to make sure that this nut doesn't vibrate or spin itself off. So you put a lock nut on there. Otherwise, you lose your prop. So same thing, tighten it down, and then we'll take the back side of this because my hammer's in the boat, and just hit. Trying to push it in to make contact, and then tighten it down further.
actually really enjoy scraping off growth. It's very satisfying, especially when the oyster shells start dropping out. It's awesome. Gotta get in there in the cracks. Oh, so nice. I think this is the same reason why I'm a weirdo and I like going to the dentist, because I know that when I leave, they've scraped off all my tartar. And I buy dental kits online to do my own teeth, because I'm a freak. Scraping off growth is definitely my jam. I found my calling in life.
We've got like 400 stands on our boat now. Taking all the weight off the keel. All right, we're done working for the day. They just switched, added more supports to the back of our boat because our keel is hollow in like the last half of the keel, because it's bilge that goes down into the keel. So right now we just have more supports in the back and one in the front to keep the weight off the keel, so now we can drop our chain and do other things. Just gets the support off in general. We won't crack our keel.
Like a nut.
So thank you guys in the comments. That really appreciate that, and patrons for letting us know, because that was key. Well, we were gonna head to the boat. Now it's raining. It's gonna be raining all morning, so we're gonna wait until, I don't know, about midday. It's gonna be really hot, but it should be overcast, so we should be able to get some stuff done. Just unfortunate. We woke up at the crack of dawn to get there early so that it wouldn't be super hot, but it's raining, so.
It's okay. Kind of a bummer because like it would be really nice to get it done early while it's not like super hot out, but it'll just be hot and muggy and we'll just get it done either way. But now I like don't know what to do with myself because I have like 5 hours of, I guess I'll do laundry. A mildly mediocre morning, you could say. Nothing serious has happened, but we woke up, obviously it was raining, and then it started raining a lot harder, and that kind of isn't good for the boat projects that we had lined up. And I came out here and the kettle that they have in the apartment stopped working just randomly, and I'm telling you guys, I was loving this thing. I don't have one on the boat because we don't have the power to use any of our outlets. So those things heat up water so fast, it's insane. I would just look forward to it, you know? So that stopped working, big whoop. I had to use, I boiled water. Like that's what I always do anyway. But after that, also we realized that the AC unit in our bedroom doesn't work. So it's kind of like musty and like just it's not very nice in there, which no big deal. The landlord here is so nice. We let her know. But then kind of like to top it all off, the internet is pretty shit right now. So some of the computer work we were going to do, I can't really work on that either. So luckily I did download some books, thank goodness, while the internet was on. But yeah, I mean, overall, like we're in such real time with what we film. And so I had planned on filming today, whatever we do with the boat, coming back here and just editing that because I have like half the episode ready we upload it in like 2 days. So my game plan was to, whatever we do today on the boat, we film that and I would, work on it this morning. But now it's like, I don't really know what the heck to do. So being in real time is super weird sometimes. It's fun because I get to show you guys what we're up to, but I also get this like constant like pit of stress in my stomach because I need to always have something prepared. So anyway, and yes, I know these are not serious problems before you all come for me. And guess what? The coffee still tastes the same. It's just as good without the kettle. Might even do some yoga this morning. I'm leaving Tanner alone, which is something I'm not usually good at. If you're wondering why these are all closed, these are not actually windows. These are like windows to the inside of the building to a door. So it's like, it's such a dungeon in here. Being on the sailboat, I'm so used to waking up to natural light, and I always sleep with my hatches open, and like the fresh sunlight comes in every day, and then I pop my head out, and like I'm always, you know, in touch with like the beginning and end of the day. And in here, it is pitch black when we wake up. So I have to literally force myself to like just trust my alarm. And then I get up and I like to open these and just be like, oh, okay, there's life, there's daylight out there. But yeah, it's very dungeony in here. It's odd to get used to. Come. Oh, thank you. Well, we've made it back.
Perfect out.
It's like, this is probably
It's not super humid and it's cool. So we're gonna get to work on some stuff. Probably not drop the chain because it's wet, but we'll get some stuff done. We have a new whale gusher manual bilge pump because ours is dead. This thing broke. So we need to install a new one. So we got a whale. The other one is a Mach 5, I think. This one should just hopefully be a straightforward fix, but I mean, nothing on a boat's ever a straightforward fix. So we're gonna get into it. If you don't know what a bilge pump is, it is to pump out your bilge, which is the lower area of your boat under the deck. All this grossness down there. And what the bilge pump does is it just pumps the water out. So there's a hose that sits in there and it goes to the back, attaches to this, one of these sides, the other side attaches here, and this side goes overboard. So then when you're pumping it, in case you were sinking or you have too much water in your bilge, this is an emergency manual bilge pump. It's the last resort that you need to use, but it's an important piece of gear that you need, so that way you have a way to pump out your bilge in case of an emergency. Keep yourself afloat to get to safe harbor.
But being that it's hurricane season here, a thunderstorm was making its way to us and looking pretty mighty. So Tanner removed the old bilge pump in the cockpit as quickly as possible, got the beginning of the install started before we stopped filming. It's not super fun to film in the rain. From the future here, I had a couple of you guys ask me for a health update. If you follow us weekly, you know I had a CT scan and I had some gut issues, and I'm healthy. Basically, what my doctors kind of concluded for me is that I have been under a lot of stress and I have a lot of stressors that I'm kind of just carrying in my gut. So long story short is I'm just going to be practicing a little more, you know, yoga and deep breathing and things like that and see where it goes. But thank you so much for caring. It means a lot, and we'll see you guys next week.